This is ANN News Brief.
The World Health Organization, WHO, says laboratory capacity to test for the coronavirus is now available throughout Africa. WHO head Tedros Ghebreyesus says only a dozen African countries had the ability to test at the beginning of the pandemic. He says all African countries have now developed laboratory capacity to test for the coronavirus. He warned that the number of virus cases was now increasing quickly and more protective equipment and laboratory tests were urgently needed. More than 320,000 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed in Africa. The pandemic has also claimed 8,500 lives on the continent. Head of Africa Centers for Disease Control, John Ikengasong, has called on countries on the continent to secure sufficient vaccine supplies to avoid Africa being left out in the global vaccine race. Police in the Democratic Republic of Congo have dispersed hundreds of protesters by firing tear gas and water cannon into their midst on Wednesday. Demonstrators stood outside the parliament in the capital, Kinshasa, in protest against a proposed new law to change the justice system. Opponents say the proposed reform, which would place prosecutors under the government authority rather than the court, undermines the independence of the judiciary. We'll be right back.
We are on the road every day, canvassing throughout Africa for news you really need. We follow this story everywhere, from every corner of Nigeria to the wide African expanse. We bring you what's making headlines. We connect you with news you can use. ANN, African News Network, in a truly African spirit.
Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister says the country will reconstruct a building demolished inside the Nigerian High Commission compound in Accra. An article posted on the Nigerian High Commission website in Ghana says a businessman who had previously claimed that he owned the land where the building was being constructed had led the demolition operation and destroyed Nigerian buildings under construction as armed men reportedly stormed the compound on Saturday. Authorities say 2 persons have been arrested over the incident. Ghanaian Foreign Minister Charlie Ayoko Botwe says the government will restore the building to its original state as soon as possible. She added that the High Commission will be issued with a title deed for the land. Botwe says that Ghana was committed to ensuring the safety of members of the diplomatic corps and calm tension between the 2 countries. Nigerian presidency said in a statement on Tuesday, Ghana President Nana Akufo-Addo has apologized to President Muhammadu Buhari in a telephone conversation. That is ANN News Brief at 11. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.